Welcome to the Thursday edition of the Spark Creativity Teacher Podcast, a podcast for English teachers in search of creative teaching strategies. Whether you're new to the show or you've been around since the beginning, I'm so glad you're here for today's edition of Highly Recommended. Thank you. This week, I want to suggest you take the plunge and help your students create a tiny podcast. The first time I rolled out a podcasting project was with my 10th grade honors students. Our humanities team had decided to create a project connecting the English and history curriculum for our students' honors humanities portfolio, a new program that we were trying. It was a little bit of a confusing program, and it was a little bit of a confusing project. None of us really knew how to podcast, though we had probably all enjoyed the occasional episode of This American Life. After all, we were rolling this out 13 years ago, and podcasts were just taking off. A lot of people didn't even really know they existed. Nevertheless, we wanted to try it, so we asked our tech team at our school for help, and we figured out a program our students could use to record, and we just launched the project. We just sort of rolled it over to them and said, "Hey, folks, we just really want to try this. Let's just try it." Our students blew us away. Their podcasts were fantastic. They went way beyond what we were expecting and probably way beyond what we could have done ourselves at the time. I think it's important to remember that kids are often really interested in exploring beyond our skills with tech. The answer to any question that they might have is generally just a YouTube search away. And if they don't know that already, we can kind of guide them and say, hey, look, so you don't know how to mix in music? Let's do a YouTube search. Let's do a Google search. That's why in my mind, it's worth the risk of assigning a project that you might not be 100% confident in, whether that's a project like this, a podcast, or a video project, a documentary project, some kind of visual project that's new for you. It's worth learning alongside your students. Try assigning just a 2-minute podcast. I call it a tiny podcast. It could be a book review, a bit of research, an opinion on a current issue, a chance for your student to teach some life skill or profile a career they're interested in. Whatever fits your curriculum. We're just talking about 2 minutes. Let kids know they can record the whole thing using the big red button on the Vocaroo website, or they can explore other options they might be interested in. See what happens. I've heard from so many teachers who've seen great success with their podcasting projects. Communication today really does extend far beyond the written word, and kids are eager to develop their media skills. So today, I want to highly recommend you spend just a couple of days on a tiny podcast project and see where that leads you.